Former Chinese Premier Li Keqiang, the man who steered the world's second largest economy for a decade, has passed away.
State media said he suffered a heart attack. He was 68.
CNA's Olivia Siong joins us for more now from Beijing. Olivia, what more can you tell us?
Steve, this is shocking news that China is waking up to this morning. That state media announcement coming in just a short while ago saying that the former premier of China, Li Keqiang, has died. And in that statement, which I have right here, it said that Mr. Li was resting in Shanghai in recent days. He experienced a heart attack on October 26, and after all our efforts to revive him failed, he died in Shanghai at 10 minutes past midnight on October 27. Now, no further details have been given by state media so far after this short announcement, and it's not been known publicly that Mr. Li had any health issues. He stepped down from the post officially as premier earlier this year. The state media are also saying that an obituary will be published later today, and it remains to be seen if more details will be given. But certainly there will be a lot more reactions to this coming up for one of China's leaders that has served the country for a decade.
Olivia, what legacy does he leave behind? How will he be remembered?
Well, Premier Li, as we mentioned, or former Premier Li rather, served as the head of China's State Council for a decade, and we saw him speaking and delivering his last government work report earlier this year at the country's parliamentary meetings. Now, Premier Li, in that speech, he set out to give his final government work report as the country's top legislature convened, and overall, that bulk of the speech focused very much on the past, his legacy, looking back on the achievements that he had made, perhaps very mindful that this was to be the last time that he would be addressing such an annual session as he steps down from the helm. At the end of that speech, I recall being in the hall where he received a long round of applause from delegates and representatives, nothing very sentimental, but he did say that the last 5 years of his term were truly momentous and remarkable, but he also noted that the road ahead would be left to the incoming leadership, and top of that priority is China's economy, which, as we know, is facing many headwinds. But we saw Mr. Li in recent years steer the country through the COVID-19 pandemic, as well as the domestic and international affairs, as he had traveled across the world as China continues to face increasing scrutiny about its global ambitions. But we know that Mr. Li's term in power as premier had been curtailed under the helm of Chinese President Xi Jinping. This, as Mr. Li was once seen as a competitor to Mr. Xi for the top job. We know that the 68-year-old had said last year, when addressing the press at the parliamentary sessions, that he would be stepping down as premier as he had reached his two-term limit. This is even though at the point in time he was 67 and not of retirement age just yet. But we know that Mr. Li's fate was made clear last year at the twice-a-decade Communist Party Congress, when his name was left out of the Central Committee list, as Mr. Li has been viewed by observers to be part of a rival faction to Mr. Xi, and his name was not included as being part of China's top leadership body anymore, therefore implying that he would be stepping out of politics, as Mr. Xi has sought to consolidate his power and stack the top echelons of China's leadership with his own allies. So it remains to be seen how Mr. Li will be remembered by the current leadership and what arrangements will come.
Thanks for getting us up to speed with that. Olivia Siong speaking to us from Beijing.